Geekly Gab and Nerdical Nonsense Show. Now, here's your hosts, Shane and Randy.
All right, welcome to the Geekly Gab and Nerdical Nonsense Show. I am Shane.
I'm Randy.
I'm Brandon.
And we are here to talk about Arrow and The Flash. The TV shows, of course, that the CW has put out. We got a few. We're basically going to discuss each show. Got a couple lists planned out. Maybe do a little talk about Legends of Tomorrow, but I think we should definitely do a podcast about that as well.
Yeah.
We regret to inform you that Mr. Allen will not be here today. Today, Randy will be the temporary co-host. So, clap to Randy. Welcome as a co-host finally.
Alrighty.
But yeah, we also have a special guest. This is Brandon. He will be discussing this because he knows a lot about this shit, and he's up to speed with both series. And I know him as an avid Flash enthusiast, especially. So,
Yes, indeed.
indeed. So basically, we're gonna start with sparking this bowl because we go through the 3 S's that's our rule. I don't know if have you heard the podcast?
I've listened to your podcast.
All right, the podcast. So the 3 S's are we smoke, we swear, and we're so sorry we're not sorry. So if you don't smoke, we apologize that we're not sorry. That's about as far as it goes. But Brandon isn't a smoker, so me and Randy are just gonna partake. So Randy, talk for a second while I spark this bowl.
Okay. Well, Brandon, what do you think of the CW's Flash and Arrow? I mean, is it good? Do you enjoy
I like
it?
both of them. The Flash, I think, is way better than Arrow. I feel like Arrow's kind of trying to do some catch up to what Flash has become.
The way I think we should do this, let's do one at a time.
That's a good idea.
Let's go with Arrow first. So let's start with Arrow, Brandon. How do you feel about Arrow?
Okay. I think Arrow's good overall. I think whoever plans their overall story arcs throughout the season is really good at what they do. I think some of the people that write specific episodes aren't always up to par with the people in The Flash. Some of the Arrow episodes are kind of hit or miss.
Right.
But overall, I really like it. I'm glad they kind of got away from the ripping off the Dark Knight kind of thing they were doing in the first season or so.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I was wondering. What's with all the Batman villains? But yet no Batman. What the fuck? Because Oliver and Bruce Wayne are actually pretty cool in the comics.
Yes.
They're pretty good friends, as far as I know.
And that's why I'm waiting for Hal Jordan, because they're best friends.
Yeah.
Oliver Queen and Hal Jordan I'm referring to.
I think you'll eventually get Hal Jordan.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
We've seen a couple hints, but not much.
yeah, I've listened to an interview with one of the guys that runs both Flash and Arrow, and he was talking about a little strategy that they have and how they got Ra's al Ghul on the show, because he was initially off limits.
Oh, wow.
But they planted these tiny little seeds throughout the series, kind of making it inevitable for him to show up at some point in time. Like,
Okay.
it got to a point where they went to the people in charge and were like, we've done all this stuff, we've said all this stuff, we have to have him in the show.
Right.
And they just kind of reluctantly allowed it. And I kind of think that's what they're doing with Hal Jordan right
That's
now.
pretty genius. That's pretty
yeah.
genius. Well, from what I hear, and this could be hearsay, this is just internet buzz. 2020 is when we're going to expect some type of Green Lantern TV show.
Movie.
Movie? Is it a
Yes.
movie? Okay.
And it has multiple Green Lanterns.
Yep,
Good.
they're going to focus on the core and not just Hal Jordan.
Good. I'm happy to see that, and I really hope. No offense, Ryan Reynolds, but I really hope they cast a legitimate Hal Jordan this time.
I really wanted Chris Pine to be Hal Jordan. I'm sad he's not.
Chris Pine is it?
He's Steve
Guy.
Trevor.
Okay. I know they showed a whole cast lineup. They had a Jon Stewart and they had a Guy Gardner, and they actually kept Hal Jordan under wraps until like a couple days ago. I know I just seen something about
Well, they
it.
haven't announced anything official as far as I know. But yeah, they're talking about having those 3 and then the aliens. Sadly, no fucking wow, why can't I think of his name right now?
Kyle Rayner.
No Kyle Rayner.
Yeah. Well, we might not. That's the thing. Kyle Rayner doesn't appear until the fall of the Green Lantern Corps, so that might be something they're saving for a future season or a future movie. I mean,
That's true.
But I gotta say this now since we mentioned Jon Stewart. All right, I know that I know that they talked about casting Common as Jon Stewart and Tyrese Gibson is campaigning for Jon Stewart. But I'm telling you right now, the actor that plays John Diggle, I think he would be perfect for Jon Stewart. Like 200% perfect.
I really wish his name would have been John Diggle Stewart.
Yeah, exactly. It would fit so well. Maybe that's like his real name, and when he I don't know. I just hope they fit it in.
It's gonna happen.
It would be lovely. It would be just amazing because seriously, he would be perfect for that role. He really would.
Yeah, he'd be awesome.
Well, both shows have hinted, the CW series, they've hinted at a Hal Jordan. Just like the opening of season 4 of Arrow. There's the bar that they're at, and there's the Hal Jordan flight jacket in a display. I'm like, no way.
He was there. Hal Jordan was there with Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I'm really stoked to see that. Green Lantern is my shit, so that's gonna be really. I really want to see the point where they get to a Green Arrow, Green Lantern crossover, like they're doing with the Flash, because that would be epic because that's a legitimate comic. Yeah. So they can actually pull a lot of shit from those comics into the show. And I'm hoping that Jeff Johns has a hand in it because it would be lovely.
Fucking Speedy ODing and shit. That happened in that series.
Did it?
Yeah.
Wow. See,
like they tackled a lot of political shit.
Right.
All that. So yeah, that was one of the things.
The Green Arrow series, as far as comics go, I'm not that keen on. I didn't read a lot of Green Arrow in my day. So.
I'll say technically, if you count the CW's version of it, Speedy does overdose on Vertigo, but that's before she's Speedy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was Roy. In the
now,
comics.
yeah, exactly. Now does Thea Queen exist in the comics?
I think I could be wrong about this. But I think the name, not as his sister, but the name and character of Thea was someone Kevin Smith created when he wrote Green Arrow. Okay. And she went on to become Artemis.
Okay.
That is exactly what I was trying to remember earlier.
Gotcha.
That is the name.
Gotcha.
I don't know if Kevin Smith actually created her, though, or if she was just someone that he used.
Right, okay. All right.
Is it the Kevin Smith comic book series then that he wrote that Thea dies in? Because I know there's a Green Arrow comic book series where he has a sister named Thea and she dies.
The character I'm thinking about is not his sister. She was like, I want to say she was like a prostitute that Ollie ends up rescuing.
Okay.
Taking her under his wing, if you will.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what about John Diggle? Is he an actual character in the comic books, or is
he's someone? I was reading Green Arrow pretty hardcore for a little while when I think it was Jason. I want to say it was Jason Aaron was writing it, and he brought John Diggle into the comic books.
Okay.
So they took him from the show into the comics as opposed to the other way around.
Okay, so he didn't come around until the show came around.
Correct.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I was wondering. I've always wondered that because, as I said, I'm not really proficient in Green Arrow, but I really wanted to know that. I really enjoy John Diggle's character in Arrow.
I'd suggest, I hope I'm saying his name right, I'd suggest getting into the Jason Aaron shit. Like, it's super awesome.
Okay.
They go back to the island and you discover why everything happened to Ollie the way it did. And There's a lot more plotting behind it. It wasn't just circumstance.
Right, okay. Right on. It's kind of like a push, kind of pushes him towards what he has to do. Definitely
is, and it kind of reminded me of the Green Lantern stuff.
Okay.
Because they break off, and there's these different tribes, and each tribe has a representative weapon. Like there's the sword, the fist, the spear, the arrow.
All right.
Yeah.
So he obviously joins the Arrow.
I won't spoil it too much.
Okay, yeah. For sure. All right. Well, all right, Randy, what are you thinking about the Arrow series so far?
I've actually kind of liked it. Most people don't like the beginning because it's more Batman. He's killing people. He's not just, being Arrow and...
You mean more Batman as in it's dark?
Yeah, it's
Batman
dark.
Doesn't really kill.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, it's dark. It's gritty. He's just murdering people because he thinks he has to. Because his dad said, his dad technically didn't even say to kill him, did he?
He just said to save the city, basically.
And then he shot himself.
Yeah, then he killed himself. So I mean, it was a violent push to say, hey, save the city. I mean, hey, use this gun if you want to. Yeah, but I mean,
you have any questions? No questions? Okay.
But the progression through it, I've liked the season 4, how he's finally the Arrow. He's not the
Green Arrow.
The Green Arrow, yeah. He's not the Arrow. He's not the Hood. He's not the Vigilante. He's the Green Arrow.
I'm waiting for him to take on a little bit more of like... In the comic books, he's a little wisecracky, and I'm hoping he kind of gets towards that a little more.
I see a push towards it. There's been a little bit more wisecracks as with the crossover.
It seems to be with the team, though, not necessarily people he's fighting. I think he's referring to more when he's like fighting a villain or something, how he's wisecracky towards them.
Okay.
It's still you're right. They're doing a push though. They're definitely trying. I think they're trying to make it more like the Flash, to be honest.
Right.
Like a little more.
Right, because they're like, oh man, the Flash is probably getting better ratings.
Well, they're made by the same people.
Yeah.
And one of them, it's in a Kevin Smith podcast. Russell's listened to. One of them's on there, and the whole point of Arrow was to get Flash. They created the Arrow show and got that going to lead up to the Flash. That was always their plan.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I mean, as far as Arrow's concerned, for me, I've enjoyed it. Like season 1, I thought was solid. Like I enjoyed every bit of season 1. I was confused about the excessive use of Batman villains, but at the same time, we don't know if we're ever going to see a Batman show like that. I mean, they might be doing something, but I think they're going to stick with movies on that. And it's not going to be this.
Really have a lot of good villains.
No, exactly. Green Arrow's kind of short on the whole villains thing. So, but like season 1, I really enjoyed. Season 2, I thought was even better personally because I mean it was Deathstroke just fucking laying a whole fucking smackdown of revenge on Oliver Queen, and that like epicness and hype really made like it pushed every episode to be just an eye catcher, I thought. And then finally it led up to that season finale where they fight, and it's really epic. I really enjoyed it.
And then are the Smallville days where it leads up to something and then it ends with one punch.
Yeah, we discussed that in the Batman v Superman thing. We did the worst fights, and I had a tie. My number 2 was a tie between Superman and Doomsday in Smallville and Superman and Doomsday in the animated film Superman Doomsday. And they were so disappointing. But I mean, fuck, the Smallville one lasted 3 seconds.
Did you finish all of Smallville?
I did.
The Superman Darkseid fight was the worst.
Yeah. Darkseid, period, was the worst.
Yeah.
I didn't... I mean, you really didn't even see him. It was kind of like Galactus in Rise of Silver Surfer. It was like a shadow or a cloud or a shadow cloud.
or a cloud shadow.
Exactly. Or a ghost. But yeah, like the first 2 seasons of Arrow, anyways, to go back to what I was saying, they're really solid. And then the season 3 started what I call the Arrow roller coaster effect for me.
Yeah.
What it is it takes you up, and you're like, okay, it's a solid setup, and then you start to dwindle down. Like, wait, where are they going with this? What's going on? And that's about the time that they start introducing Ra's al Ghul in the League of Shadows, or League of Assassins as they call it in this. And it kind of just throws me for a loop because it keeps going up and down for me, and it starts to draw me away, and like to the point where like they made Oliver Queen the new Ra's al Ghul, and it was almost like I was playing a game and I completely rage quitted. I was like, I'm fucking done. Oh no, this is not so. What the fuck? Holy shit! Like I was pissed, and like all of a sudden, like it just kind of I kept watching, and it started to go back up, and it's like there's just subtle things that keep pulling me back, like, and that was definitely it. The ending of season 3 was a little weird for me, but I accepted it.
Right.
And then the season 4 kind of melded it into like a legitimate comic book show now, because you're seeing all this teamwork in action that you normally, I mean, you kind of saw a little bit in the earlier seasons, but not as condensed, and you got a full fucking team of heroes now.
Right.
It's not just one masked guy with a team of couple people that are unmasked. Now four vigilantes with somebody, behind them.
Do you think they're gonna eventually try and do a Justice League?
I don't know.
Like an Arrowverse Justice League.
I wonder
would be
because
cool.
there was I've heard rumors, this may be just bullshit, but I've heard rumors that Tom Welling was reprising his role as Superman in the CW series.
I heard he was going to be. He might, obviously, be Superman in the Supergirl show, but that they've yet to really confirm whether or not that takes place in the same world as Arrow and Flash, even though it is made by the same people.
Is it?
It
Yeah,
is.
but it's on a different channel.
Yeah, it's on NBC.
So there's red tape they've got to work through. And shit.
Well, that's cool because I really hope they do continue that universe and expand it.
Yeah, quite honestly, I would forego an entire movie cinematic universe just to get all these different shows that can work together on a weekly basis and tell really big stories.
And it's a good tie too because you can go, okay, well, to watch this, you really have to catch up by watching this, which is gonna make ratings shoot.
That's how they get you.
And the corporate execs are gonna oh my goodness, this is great. Oh, there's so much ratings, all the ratings.
I was gonna think about it like this though. DC already has Gotham. They have Flash. They have Arrow. They have Supergirl. They're almost to a whole Justice League already. Although Gotham is young Batman.
Yeah.
Yes, Gotham.
And I'm pretty sure the Gotham universe, I'm not sure if they're going to meld that into the...
it doesn't have
I don't
any
think they
ties other
would,
than being DC Comics related.
Right,
It doesn't have any
exactly.
ties to the other shows.
Yeah, I'm not thinking that they're going to do that. I think, honestly, that they're just going to have a Batman show up eventually. And we're
That'd
going to
be
have...
awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It'd be cool because we're seeing all these Batman villains in the series, so I'm just thinking it's just a matter of time before we're actually... I mean... Oliver killed Ra's al Ghul, gave the power to Malcolm, so the Ra's al Ghul that we know is gone. So he's the one who trained Batman in most storylines.
Yes. Well,
So, in theory, there should be a Batman out there that's trained.
a very cool thing that they've done is, I don't know if you've caught it, but they've mentioned a couple of times that Star City and Central City and Coast City as well,
yes.
they're all on the West Coast.
Right.
And Metropolis and Gotham are pretty much always on the East Coast.
Right.
So that kind of gives reason as to why you may not see some of these heroes, such as Batman and stuff, even though they may exist.
Right. But that just makes it even weirder that Batman villains are in the West
I guess
Coast.
that's true. That's very true.
I'm just saying.
Well, Deathstroke is more than just a Batman.
Oh yeah,
villain.
he's a straight mercenary. He's
Yeah.
through the DC universe, honestly.
Titans, Arrow. He's all over the place.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that overall with Arrow, like I said, I feel that there's a roller coaster effect because season 4 has been really decent, and it was getting to the point where I was like, I don't know about this. I really like the actor who plays Damien Dark. He's a good villain. He's always been a good villain in everything he plays, aside from the Legend of Chun-Li movie that they should have never made. Street Fighter.
Yeah, I watched that.
No, it was terrible. So, bad idea on your part, buddy. Anyways,
I think it's a show you gotta stick with, though,
right.
like Arrow.
Yeah, with Arrow, I was kind of getting that point where it was getting weird again, and it got down to the bottom when I saw that they resurrected Sarah with the Lazarus Pit. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Can you just keep somebody dead? Can you just keep somebody
They're
dead?
sticking true to their comic roots.
I understand. It could be Necron. You never know.
Well, it was pretty dope having Constantine in there.
But and that's my next point, is that I got picked right back up and caught, the coaster went right back up for a loop when I saw that they were bringing back Constantine, even though they had already canceled his show, that they actually brought the actor back, and he played John Constantine. I love
He's
the
going to be in
crossover.
Legends of Tomorrow as well.
Is he?
Yeah,
Good.
I don't think he's
I'm
one of the
very
main
excited.
characters, but
No,
he is going to be in
Not
it.
one that they've advertised anyways. Right. But anyways, that's my opinion with Arrow.
Can I ask you guys a question?
What's that?
With Arrow, I find it more so with Arrow than Flash. Do you guys find yourself watching the show to see who's going to show up on it, or watching the show because the story's good? because I get extra excited when they put in little characters and little Easter eggs. Like right now, what is it? Mr. Terrific's in the show, although he's not Mr. Terrific yet.
Mr. Terrific.
The T-Spheres, he's the third smartest dude in the universe. Like, he's got the big T painted on his face.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Did the motion.
What character in the show is he?
He's the guy that helped Felicity find Ray.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that's
See,
what I'm saying, though. They keep bringing these people in, and it's cool, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
But is that what gets you more than the actual stories going on?
Well, not with Arrow for me, because I don't know much of the story arc with Green Arrow. So if I don't know him from a different DC comic, like
Right.
like the real name of that they're bringing in, like when I saw Brandon Routh and they said his name, I knew I was like, we're gonna see some Adam.
He's so fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't like it at first because he couldn't shrink and grow, and he basically looked like a bootleg Iron Man in my opinion. But then once they kind of developed the fact that his suit wasn't quite done yet and that it wasn't worked out, all the kinks weren't worked out, I could get into it. Basically.
Now he's a bootleg Iron Man that can shrink.
Exactly.
Which is awesome.
Exactly. That's what he needs to be at least.
Right.
All right. Well, I think we should go to our first list and finish our Arrow discussion here, unless there's anything else that anybody wants to add.
So I'll just say that I watch it for the storyline, not the characters. The characters are cool, but it's not because the storyline's good. It's because I want to see where it goes. I don't really know. I generally overall like the show. I haven't really hated it. I caught an episode of it and then was like, okay, well, I'm definitely going to go watch the first season. I watched it on Netflix. The second season just came out as I finished the first one, so I watched that, and then I watched the third one and the fourth one live.
Right. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I like the show. It's just, I find that a big part of it is waiting to see who they're going to tie into the story next.
Yeah, I do get that, because they do keep adding more and more and more, but it's getting interesting. It is.
It definitely is. I'm curious as to whether or not, do you guys do spoilers on here?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
I'm curious as to whether or not Felicity's dead.
Yes.
I don't think she is, but...
Right, because this is the thing. When I had this discussion with, I think it was you.
Yep.
And you kind of like looked at me like, dude, Felicity's dead. But at the same
It'd
time...
be a ballsy move if they actually killed her
Right,
off.
but at the same time, at the beginning of the season, they showed you that tombstone thing, and it's like, okay, and now they're showing you this, but it's at the point where it's at a series finale, so it kind of makes you think that they're gonna kill somebody else.
This season's going to be chill.
But I don't understand why Barry would show up for any other person but Felicity.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I think
Him
it
and Holly
probably
are
is.
pretty close friends.
Right,
so, I mean,
right, but
just
still,
support-wise.
I just think that. I still think that it really, really is going to be Felicity now, just because.
I think
just
Barry
for
would have
that
been
Barry
more
thing.
fucked up if it was Felicity. Like,
True.
he didn't seem, like, destroyed. He just...
That's true. Yeah, he didn't seem too distraught about it, but I mean, he does have his own love
Shit
interest
going
now.
on.
Yeah, we had the whole
we'll get into
Sue
that
stuff.
in a second.
Yeah, right. Exactly. All right. Well, let's get into our first top three list. The top three Arrow characters best represented on the TV show, and this could be a actual character that was made up for the show, if you prefer. But we wanted to go mainly based off from comic to show, because I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, either way, it was still acceptable because we kind of base everything on the entire universe, whether it's comics or the show or a movie or a book, whatever. We like to talk about all of it. So,
Yep.
who'd like to start?
Brandon, would you like the honors?
Sure. My number 3 is Oliver. I like him quite a bit, but I feel like they're just starting to actually make him more like the Oliver Queen of the comics, as opposed to Batman ripoff.
I have a question, real quick. What do you guys think about Steven playing Casey Jones in the new Ninja Turtles film?
I like the idea.
Do you?
I like Stephen Amell quite a bit. I think that's awesome. Since you brought it up, I'm going to probably reluctantly go see that movie. I absolutely hated the second one, or first one, the remake.
You didn't like the first one?
No, not at all.
Wow.
I love me some Ninja Turtles
Yeah, me
too.
too.
But I feel obligated to see this new one just because it has Bebop and Rocksteady, and I believe it's gonna have Krang in it.
Yeah.
And I need to see them in live action. Like, I feel like they're bullying me into getting a ticket.
They're mind raping me. I can't stop. One ticket to
Pretty much.
the shadows, please.
My number 2, I had. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say that like I like the fact that he's playing Casey Jones, but from what I've seen so far in the trailer, like he's too. Hey, I'm Casey Jones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was the one thing I was iffy about, and I'm a little scared of because he's that's not Casey Jones. Casey Jones is like, hey, class is in session. Welcome to fucking Pain 101. Your instructor, Casey Jones.
Right. Have you watched the Nickelodeon cartoon?
No, I have not.
Give it a try.
Yeah,
It is
pretty good?
different, but it is fucking amazing. They'll have you laughing your ass off one moment and wanting to cry the next
They're not gonna
moment.
kill
Like,
Donatello, are they?
Hold on. No, I read the comic too, so I was a little mixed up.
Yeah, they killed Donatello in
Yeah,
the
I know.
comics.
It got spoiled for me before I read it. I was reading month to month, and I was behind just a little bit, and I was like, "Fuck, that shit is."
I
good."
hope that I hope that they honestly. I think this was Jimmy's prediction, but I hope that they do it. That they actually combine, Shellhead, is that his name?
Metalhead.
Or Metalhead, excuse me, Metalhead, and they put Donnie's brain
They did.
into Metal. Did they?
They did.
Oh, thank God.
And Donnie is fucked up about it because he's not actually dead. He's in a coma, and he's trying to keep his own body alive,
Okay.
and he's like distraught as shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that series. It's kind of the flip of the Nick series.
Oh my God, I need this.
The Nick series is like, it's funny, and then they do some fucked up shit where you're like, what the fuck? Why did they just do that?
Right.
And like, me and my son are sitting here watching it, and he's like, that's sad. And I'm like, I know, man.
I'm crying.
But then the comic is the flip of that, where like, they'll be funny every once in a while, but then it's very fucking serious too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sorry to get off
Oh, you're
topic.
good. No, we do it all the time. Hey, it's not a
Yep.
problem.
But my second is Felicity. She's one of my favorite parts of that show.
Yeah.
Like, she has me cracking up all the
She's the
fucking
comic
time.
relief, big time.
Yeah.
And she's so she's like she's basically like Cisco is in Flash.
Kind of, yeah.
And like that's basically when I saw the Flash, I was like, okay, we have our Felicity here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he has his own twist. She has her own twist to it. So, but
Do you
yeah.
think they'll make her like Oracle?
Like
She already is.
She already
but I mean,
basically
slap her
is.
in a wheelchair and like.
Maybe. I mean, if she actually lives through all this shit.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Maybe she's just gonna be all fucked up.
It could be possible with all the Batman characters. You never know what they're gonna splice up. So I
Right.
mean, like they showed in the whole League of Assassins thing, they showed you Nis Al Ghul, but they never showed you Talia Al Ghul.
That was part of that shit I was talking about where they couldn't really put Raish in there, but they did. That was part of that.
They couldn't put Talia
in there.
That's
Yeah.
why they chose Nissa
Yep.
as the daughter. Okay, which that's all right. But anyways,
Yeah. And my number one is the Atom. I think
Atom.
he's fucking awesome.
yeah. I like that DC brought Brandon Routh back and gave him another chance because I mean I enjoyed Superman Returns to an extent, but I wasn't that pleased with Brandon Routh's Superman.
No.
I think Henry Cavill
Henry Cavill's
overshadows
fucking awesome.
Brandon Routh 100-fold as far as acting.
Yeah. Well, that's what
As
I love
Superman.
about all the CW shit they're doing. They keep reaching back and pulling people in. Like
Right.
Dean Cain,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
in Supergirl.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was,
He was
Superman
in,
and Lois Clark.
he was in Smallville as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
And
for an
fucking,
episode.
what is it, John Wesley Shipp or whatever, is fucking Barry Allen's dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's the
The
original
original
Flash.
The fucking trickster.
Yeah. Mark Hamill reprising his role as a trickster.
Which I
That's-
like to pretend that's still the original trickster from the old show. Like,
Well, they do show the image of the old
Yeah.
trickster, but I
Yeah.
mean they don't really show him fighting the original Flash, obviously. 'cause
Right, well,
then there'd be contradiction.
it can't be, but in my
Right.
own little mind.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's my list.
Okay. You want to go next?
Yes, I'll go next. Okay. I'm similar to you on this one because mine is Oliver. I agree with you completely on that they're working towards what he should be, that they're not quite there, but it's been a build up on everything on that show from the get-go.
Yeah.
So
Well, especially you see like every season you see like he has to make some different type of hard choice.
Yeah.
And it's always different.
Holy shit, the thing with him and his mom.
Yeah.
And his
Yeah.
sister.
Exactly.
Holy fuck.
Exactly. That
I forgot about
like
that.
I said,
They
season
got
2 was
crazy.
really solid.
Yeah.
Season 2 was very solid with Slade Wilson. Like that I was so happy to see in the first episode that arrow through the the Deathstroke mask. That really excited me. I was like, ah, you know what I mean?
Well, what you're saying about him getting the fact that is he running for mayor or governor?
He's running for mayor.
Mayor. That's a huge staple because that happens in the comics, and he's like he's a huge liberal dude, like social activist and shit. So that's awesome. They're doing that.
Yep. They are cleaning up the harbor.
Yeah.
That really makes me wonder, though, what is the plot twist to that? Why does Damien Dark not want him to clean up the river?
What if they blew everyone's fucking minds and brought Aquaman in?
Be cool.
That would.
Be cool.
I doubt it, but it'd be awesome.
It would solidify the fact that universe and the universe for Batman v Superman don't coexist.
Connect.
Oh,
exactly.
I'll tell you my big theory when we're done talking both the shows.
Okay. Well,
it has to do with that.
I want to talk one, the other, and then maybe discuss the whole crossover stuff as well, so we can.
Okay, no, that's all good.
That
What
probably.
you just brought up made me remember the theory thing.
Okay.
Well, make sure you remember it. My number 2 is actually 2 people, Captain Cold and Heatwave. I like their representation on the show. I actually think that they're the Prison Break actors.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
They're perfect.
I don't know if they've been on Arrow.
They haven't.
No.
Oh,
It's
shit.
all good.
My bad. Well, yeah, that one actually
Stoner alert.
is supposed to be up top. Oops.
I agree with you. They're both fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Captain
no,
Cold especially.
no, I agree. Like, especially since I started watching Prison Break shortly before started watching Flash, and when they came in and Wentworth Miller, and I don't remember the actor name who plays Heatwave, but they both I saw them both, and I was like, this is awesome. This is really cool. It's
perfect.
Like, I really love how they did that.
But okay, strike that. I'll go with, since my number 1 is actually a character on Arrow. Number 2, we'll go with I don't know, maybe Sarah Black Canary.
Well, now soon to be the White Canary.
Yes.
I
liked her representation of Black Canary better.
I don't know how I feel about it. Well, she never was the Black Canary. She was just known as the Canary, which that's kind of what they're doing. They're getting into all this naming. It's getting a little intricate. Well, I mean,
her representation of it was better than Laurel's. Laurel's clumsy with it all day long. She's getting better.
I hate Laurel.
Yeah.
With a passion. I wish she would have got shot.
She's definitely the emo character of the group. That's for sure. Like they had to replace Roy's emo-ness with even though I thought Roy was a solid character in that show.
I would have liked to have seen him progress more.
Exactly, and become Red Arrow. I would have loved that. Well, that would have been really good. But now we're seeing Thea take on the role of Speedy, aka
I kind of
Red
hate
Arrow.
Thea too.
He technically took off to go protect his own city. That's what he's doing. He's in a different city. He's probably the Red Arrow. He's just wherever he went. They haven't really.
But that'd be kind of weird to see that there's a Speedy and a Red Arrow in the same universe.
That actually happens.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. See, like I said,
She gets weird with the sidekicks.
And then isn't there also an Arsenal in that same universe too? Because Arsenal was
the first time I heard of Arsenal.
I'm not sure. I know Speedy has gone by all 3 names, but there have been other people that have gone by them as well. So
Okay.
I'm not sure. Speaking of names though, what did you guys think of the Green Arrow name reveal? When I heard it, I really wish they would have just called him it from the beginning, because he's like, the arrow is dead. I am now the Green Arrow.
Yeah. Hey, that actually made me excited though that they finally gave him his fucking name.
I agree with you there. After hearing the big reveal, I wish they would have just went with it from the beginning. Like,
I know, because like I went through earlier, there's the Vigilante, the Hood, the Arrow. And then my number 1, I actually really liked the representation of Ra's al Ghul.
Hell yeah.
That it was the way he fought, standing with his hand behind his back.
You talking about the mountaintop battle?
Yep.
That solidified his actual character. Like when I mentioned that, I wanna state something. When I mentioned that I didn't really like how season 3 turned out, it is not that I didn't like the acting of the guy who played Ra's al Ghul, because he was fucking awesome. I liked him better than Liam Neeson. Like 200% liked him way better than Liam Neeson in Batman Begins. So I mean, I really enjoyed that. He did fucking well. So I totally agree with you in that subject.
Yeah.
But anyways,
the league in
continue.
general, the league in general is represented very well in that show.
It
Exactly.
is.
Yeah, they are.
They've made it a point, and I think that's the whole thing. Them trying to get it in there was
Right.
them making that representation strong from the get-go, because the league was there in season 1.
The moment they started
Dark-
talking about Sarah, the moment Sarah
Merlin
came back
was really
is
the
when,
only one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right. Merlin was in the league from the get-go, and that's actually from the comics. He was trained by Ra's al Ghul.
Right.
He's actually what they made it is he's actually Merlin the Wizard. If you didn't catch that, from back in the day.
Well, no, I get that. Merlin, though, is an actual.
Yeah.
He's an actual Green Arrow villain as well.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
another archer.
Yeah.
It just made it seem like the way they had it. Me thinking was that he's part of the league. He's had to have maybe used the Lazarus Pit because he doesn't really listen to Roz. He just does what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ross was wanting to kill him, wasn't he?
Well, Nissa destroyed the Lazarus Pit, though.
Yes. Yes.
But I wonder what's going to happen because technically we're going to see who was it that they were going to resurrect again? Fucking
Vandal Savage.
Vandal Savage, yeah. Because he picks up his ashes and says, "You owe me one, buddy."
Vandal
so how is
Savage is fucking crazy.
I love the way he looked. He was represented really well too. He's not on my list, but he was represented very well.
Yeah.
I'm talking as a
series.
character, though.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
who lives forever and cannot die exists at all points in time throughout history, present, future, and past, right?
Right.
So within the comic books, and I'm hoping they get into it in fucking Legends of Tomorrow, future Vandal Savage goes back in time and sends past Vandal Savage information and technology.
Okay.
So, his future self communicates with his past self,
So he's
fucking
one
nuts.
step ahead.
Right, he's more than one. He's 7 steps ahead.
Yeah.
But all right, I'll get to my list. My number 3 is John Diggle. I really enjoy his character. He's been there since season 1.
Heck yeah.
I like the fact that now he actually has a mask. It's a little Judge Dreddy
Magneto.
slash Boba Fetty. But I mean,
Judge Dreddy Boba Fett.
Judge Dreddy Boba Fetty, a little Magneto on the side. But no, I don't know. I really enjoy his character. He's kind of that backup moral support for Oliver. Like, hey, you need to get your shit together, or hey, I'm totally with you on this. Let's do this. And the conflict between him in the beginning of this season, this newer season, where he couldn't trust him anymore, basically because of what happened in the league days.
Yeah.
Now, I really enjoyed that little thing and that little back and forth.
I agree with you there. I think...
Hashtag Judge Dreddy. Boba Fett.
Hashtag Judge Dreddy.
Nice.
We always
Boba
hashtag something in our podcast. So
Don't forget the Boba Fetty after though.
hashtag Judge Dreddy Boba Fetty. All right.
I agree with you that Diggle is pretty awesome. Although once he got a family, he kind of started annoying me. Because it seems like every time shit gets intense, he's like, I have to go. I have a family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he is the shit. I wish he would have became Jon Stewart. I wish.
What do you think about that whole side story with his brother now being alive though? Because his brother.
It's interesting. I enjoy
agree.
it. I enjoy it. I really think that they're going to end up cracking him and adding him to the team possibly. But I'm not positive on that. Honestly, there might be a point where he ends up sacrificing himself in the end with a main fight against Damien Dark, because there's a lot of trained mercenaries that they fight now.
It'd be fucked up if he killed Diggle. Because someone dies, and we don't know for sure it's Felicity.
Yeah.
It'd be fucked up if his brother killed him.
Yeah, that would be pretty fucked up. He gets out because I think he's out. Didn't he go down? I think that was the last thing we saw aside from Felicity getting shot was John Diggle going to the cell and he was gone.
Yeah.
I'm not positive, but I think
actually believe you're.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
so. I mean, he could be, he could probably John probably sacrifices himself for his family. Probably that could be totally possible. We'll see what happens. Possible.
Well, 4 days we will.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm gonna go to my number 2 now. Deadshot. I enjoyed the guy who played Deadshot, and I mean, It's a good thing that he was Deadshot now before the Suicide Squad movie, because you're never gonna follow up Will Smith.
Probably not.
I'm sorry,
No.
there is no following up Will Smith, because I really haven't seen Will Smith in a movie that I really didn't enjoy him in. Like the movie could have been.
I agree with you.
The movie could have been terrible, and I don't think I've even seen a Will Smith movie that was terrible that I can think of off the top of my head. But I am a stoner, so there's probably 7 in there, and that's about it.
I don't know.
Okay,
Hancock was a little.
I really enjoyed Hancock.
It was an
honestly.
interesting premise that, what was it, the closer they got to each other, the more powerful they became.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty awesome.
But the more mortal they became as well.
Was that how it went?
Yeah,
It's been a while.
Yeah, they started losing their abilities. They became mortal the closer
Okay.
they were, basically. So like that's why at the end when she's like all hurt and shit, he just starts running away as far as he can.
Okay. I had it backwards then.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I've this been years.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I really enjoyed this version of Deadshot, like especially compared to the Smallville version. I did not like the tombstone-y look that they tried to pull off with that. Like I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
And plus, if Clark would have been shot by Deadshot, he would have known it. Let's just say that. I really don't think there would have been any point, even as young Clark Kent, pre-Superman, he wouldn't have known that somebody shot him with some type of fucking marking tattoo.
Let's just all as a society forget Smallville existed.
Yeah, exactly.
It had its good points, but we've gotten to a point in television now where it didn't need to happen.
But I'll tell you what, I will give it props in the sense because Smallville was WB, and basically WB has molded into the CW.
Correct.
Yeah.
So basically, it set the bar for these new shows that are coming out.
A lot of the people that worked on Smallville work on Arrow.
Exactly. I think the Central City Police Station, I believe that's the Bugle from Smallville.
You might be right.
I'm pretty sure.
It looks very similar.
It looks super similar. So
Yeah.
I comment below if we're wrong, but that's my assumption.
It had its high points and shit. I started watching Supergirl not too long ago, and Supergirl did shit Smallville was never able to achieve within the first 15, 20 minutes of that show.
Oh wow!
Like she fucking flies up, catches an airplane, like
That's cool. Yes,
Yeah.
I've never seen it yet. I'm going to. I've heard a lot of good reviews, mostly from Kevin Smith. So that's one person I definitely trust as
it's
far as
like
reviews go.
all the best parts of Smallville meets The Flash.
That's what's up. Hell yeah. Okay. But yeah, Deadshot, my number 2. I just really enjoyed the actor who played him. His ties to his daughter. You could tell like the way he hid his emotion, but you can still very apparently see it. Like I just enjoyed that. I know Will Smith is gonna blow that role out of the water. So like I said, it's good that he got in there first. But anyways, my number 1 is Deathstroke. I wasn't too keen on the Australian accent, but I really enjoyed how they tied him into the story of Green Arrow, like the thing that drove him mad. The Mirakuru, I'm not exactly sure. I know they experiment on Wade Wilson, and that's
He's essentially DC's
excuse me,
America.
Slade Wilson.
Yeah. He is essentially DC's Captain America gone wrong.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
He's basically just a little. No.
Wade Wilson is Marvel's Slade Wilson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're one and the same.
Slade was experimented on, so that was what gave him his regenerative abilities in the comics. But like, I like the tie-in with the Mirakuru and like the whole thing with the Mirakuru soldiers that he unleashed upon Star City, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. Like that's what solidified season 2 as just an amazing season for me, because they really went somewhere with the only thing I was always curious about was the big guy that had the black mask that they fought was supposed to be Solomon.
Yeah,
Solomon Grundy. Now, what I want to know is he's obviously dead. I want to see him resurrect.
I agree with
I want to see that happen. That's got to happen soon, because now they're getting into the mystical stuff.
Well, here's the thing though, like when it started off, they were very much trying to be like Batman, I think, or The Dark Knight. They're trying to keep everything very grounded.
Yeah.
And they really took, going back to Smallville, they took the Smallville route of trying to make everything look like it would work in the real world.
Okay.
But now that Flash is out, and Flash fucking goes there.
Oh yeah,
like they're not afraid
every
of putting
time.
people in silly costumes or anything, and it works.
No, it does. Yeah. it's
So I
amazing.
think that's why Solomon Grundy looked that way, because they weren't ready to really fucking go there yet. But now that they know it works, they're probably gonna start doing.
I
that.
really hope we see that. And I mean, that's one thing I was kind of excited to see with season 2, and we still haven't seen anything. So I think, I mean, Grundy's a pretty grotesque looking guy. We got to give him time for, necrosis to
Let him decay a little.
Yeah, we gotta. He can't be. He's not. He's too fresh. He's too fresh right now. Anyways, I know this isn't really a list thing. I just did this for the hell of it. I have the top 3 worst represented shows or characters on the show.
Oh, can we each go through with this?
Yeah, actually, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it first.
All right. I do not enjoy Captain Lance.
Oh no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did not. At first, now he's kind of growing on me. But as a character, I know they needed that police tie to it. That's something that they needed. He's kind of an important cog in the whole.
He's their Gordon.
Exactly. He's their Commissioner Gordon. But at the same time, I don't know. It's not really the character that I don't like. I'm not a fan of the actor.
Oh, for real?
He's got the. I don't know. He's got this shaky kind of vibe around him. It's just like I said, the new stuff. He's kind of grown on me, but the earlier stuff, I thought his acting was a little cheesy. But definitely especially his crying scenes in the first season compared to some of his emotional scenes with Sarah resurrecting and stuff. It's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
I will agree, but at first I was kind of this guy. You sound like you're mad, but you're not mad. Make me think you're mad. You know what I mean? So, but my number 2, which we just talked about, was how they represented Solomon Grundy. I wasn't happy with it. Now knowing that they're getting into all the mystic arts and stuff like that, and the possibility that we could see an undead Solomon Grundy, I'm happy. It eases my pain, but so far represented in the show, I don't like it. And my number 1 is the Huntress.
Oh,
I did not.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated that they even put the Huntress in there.
I forgot she was even a part of it.
Yeah. Well, she was one of Oliver's hero villain fuck buddies for a minute.
He has a lot of those.
Yeah. Right. Well, he had a lot of those at first.
I guess that's true.
Now it's a one-man show. For maybe a couple more episodes.
Well, that's good though. Oliver in the comics he's a fucking womanizer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But he does end up with the canary.
Yeah, I think she leaves him a couple times too.
Right, absolutely. No, but I think we will definitely see that. Technically, Laurel in the beginning of the show, Laurel was his girlfriend. So now it would only seem right that through the whole series, they're still alive, and eventually it's gonna push to that process. I don't know if it's gonna happen because it is it's the CW. They're gonna do their own thing, but I think it will push to that eventually.
Would you like to go next?
Go ahead.
Number 3 is the first version of Count Vertigo. They already scratched that out and fixed that.
Yeah.
And they
but they got John Abruzzi as the actual Count Vertigo, which I like that. The
Did
guy
he die too though? Or did they not kill that one?
I don't think he died.
No, he's not
sure.
dead.
I'm not sure.
Mm-mm.
I don't think. I think he's just in prison or something.
Okay, cool.
I think he's in Argus lockup.
Nice.
Which that was
also
another thing.
Yeah, the new Vertigo is also a guy from Prison Break, which I thought was really cool. They keep bringing these. The writers must really enjoy that show.
The other guy, fucking Clock. I can't remember his name.
The Clockmaster.
The Clock King.
Yeah, the Clock King.
Yeah, he was from fucking Prison Break as well.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yep.
I forgot about that. That's really cool.
Number 2, Cupid.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, Cupid was kind of dumb.
She was annoying as hell.
Yeah.
She was annoying. It was the Argus and Deadshot episode she was in too, where she was she finally got
a Suicide
over.
Squad member.
Yeah, she got over Oliver, but now she's super attached to Deadshot,
And then
which is
then
weird.
he dies.
Yeah, and
Supposedly,
Yeah.
You never know. We might see Deadshot again.
Yeah,
I think that'd be interesting if we do.
I think he just he made it seem like he died.
Right. He's like, I'm fucking out of here, bruh.
And then my number 1 is exactly the same as him, Huntress. I was very disappointed with that.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
You guys just reminded me of something. I guess I'll go with worst represented because you never even got to see her, and it was so fucking awesome. The tiny little thing they did,
Harley
fucking
Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Like, I got chills just hearing her voice, and then
Yep.
we'll probably never see her in the show because she's gonna be in the movies now.
Yeah, I agree. That was kind of fucky.
It was fucking awesome, and then it's like,
Right.
this is never gonna happen.
Right, you're not gonna see her. You're
Didn't
just
they
gonna
tell
hear
her
that
to
voice.
shut up?
Nah, she's
Yeah,
kinda,
she said something and she hit it and
yeah,
told her
Waller,
to shut up or some
Waller
shit.
kind of just smacks the cell door or something.
I'm sorry, were you done?
Yeah, I'm
I
done.
remembered Harley Quinn and I was like, oh yeah.
You're up.
Fucking, I'm gonna sound like I hate women, and I really do not hate women, but fucking Sarah and Laurel and I guess Thea, like, those are my least favorite parts of that show. I don't feel like Laurel or Sarah really, neither of them feel like the Black Canary to me at all.
Right.
Which sucks. I kind of hope they both died and there's another girl that will be the Black Canary.
I think the one push to make her, Laurel seem more Black Canary-ish is the canary cry that they make, the collar.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I do enjoy that.
that is
Cisco.
awesome. But as far as her like actual character goes, she doesn't feel like the Black Canary to me.
No, I agree. I totally agree with that.
Like I said, she's clumsy with it.
The Black Canary is like a really fucking strong character, and she's
Right.
not a strong character.
Well, Sarah at least had the training from the League of Assassins.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
why I liked her more as Black Canary.
Yeah,
even
she
though
was
she was
she was
the Canary.
yeah she was in
Right.
and out like Batman style, just in and out doing what she had to do and got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting when she showed up. Like she was kicking ass.
And it was a good twist there too.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our first list with a little mini list in there. Just for you guys. Now we're gonna start talking about Flash. I'll start with talking about Flash. Front to back, everything I've seen so far, I've absolutely adored. Absolutely fucking loved.
Yes.
Such a good show. I think it casts a big shadow over Arrow now. Now that it even honestly, I when I describe Flash to people, I had even been guilty of saying that like in just season 1 alone, you can tell that Flash is going to be a way better show. And I mean, honestly, I hope that I'm wrong because I really like some of the aspects they're doing with Arrow, but I think Flash just everything they're doing with it seems like. You know, it's like, hey, villain, check this out. You're gonna see some more villains.
Fucking
like
King Shark,
King
dude.
Shark, yes. King
Gorilla
Shark,
Grodd.
man.
Yeah.
Grodd. I can't wait to see Gorilla City. They showed it for a second, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be epic, dude.
They said that that'll be a big part, I think, of season 3.
Oh yeah, that'll
Gorilla
probably be
City.
the finale, dude. They're gonna probably leave Earth 2 and try to take over Earth 1.
It'll
That's gonna be fucking
great.
epic. I can't fucking wait for that shit. Like that really. I don't know. The fact that they kicked it right in with the Reverse Flash, like
Yeah.
I enjoyed that more than anything because it was like, this is gonna be a fucking Flash series. Like, there's no doubt about it. We're not gonna see these petty little characters. We're gonna see some real fucking villains.
That's like
man.
what I was saying. Like, I want to say this is the first show in my memory, comic book related show, or even movie for the most part until the Marvel movies came along, where like they really fucking go there. Like, they're not trying to make it look less comic booky or anything. Like,
Right.
they are fucking. This is a comic book show.
Right.
And that is what we're doing.
Well, what solidified it for me was like the moment you see Reverse Flash shoot that suit out of his ring.
Oh yeah,
And I was like,
squealed, dude.
yeah, exactly. You were like, oh my god, you know Barry's gonna do that soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like really cool because it's legitimate. It's legitimate as fuck.
Yeah,
like
It's on point.
yeah, exactly.
Like your shirt, by the way.
Yes. Our co-host Randy is wearing a Flash T-shirt.
Yep.
Brandon is rocking a Captain America shield or crest, if you will. And I'm rocking a Power Rangers half Green Ranger, half White Ranger tribute shirt.
It's wonderful.
Courtesy of Loot Crate.
Courtesy of Loot Crate. They don't pay us to say it, at least not yet.
That's,
But yeah, I totally just the Flash blows me away with it definitely like has more of a comic book feel than any of the other shows I've seen on TV. Like Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of gets that Men in Black-y, X-Files-y kind of stuff going on.
But they have the tie-ins with the movies.
Oh, yeah.
When I said Marvel,
That's
I meant
beautiful.
the movies. The movies are very comic book-like.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And, absolutely. Well, I'm just referring to, like, basically the shows that are on TV right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, those...
They all work.
Yeah, they
all work
do.
in their
They
own
do.
way.
But, like,
Yeah.
Flash, like you said, Flash will just go there. There's no doubt about it. And
Giant
like,
telepathic gorilla? Sure, why not?
totally. Yeah, that happened because of the same thing that gave Barry's power. Sure.
Right, why not? Big fucking anthropomorphic shark?
yeah, no. Now this is the thing. I was pointed out. This was pointed out to me on a podcast by Kevin Smith. When he goes back in time to save his mom, he starts seeing visions of both the past, present, and the future. And a couple things he sees really has me interested, and I have a theory on one of them. But like, you get to see Barry. Apparently, you see Barry in a prison jumpsuit in Iron Heights, and you also see what is probably going to be Caitlin Snow as Killer Frost.
Yeah, you also see the fucking Flash Museum.
The Flash Museum?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm really interested about the Killer Frost thing, though, because what I'm wondering, and this is my theory, because Caitlin Snow so far, I didn't know that. I did not know Caitlin Snow becomes Killer Frost. I had no idea about that.
I think there's been like 3 or 4 Killer Frost. She's just one of them.
Okay. Well, my theory, because I mean, she's such a pure character right now, I'm wondering how they're going to make her a villain. Exactly. I really think that the Earth 2 Caitlin Snow is going to be Killer Frost.
Yeah.
And she's going to end up showing up fighting Barry. Which, I mean, I'm excited that they're just getting into all these speedsters, too. That's the one big thing that I enjoy. Wally West.
Hell
exactly.
yes.
Exactly. I want to see Bart Allen soon. I think that would be amazing, and we'll have Kid Flash. You know what I mean? We'll have a whole fucking
once they
speedster
start
team.
jumping through worlds and shit,
Right.
you'll probably see that shit.
That'll be really fucking cool.
It'll come.
I really like that when I saw that at the end of the first season, when you see Jake Eric's helmet shoot out of the portal, and he was like, "Oh, that's my cue to leave."
Yeah.
He knew instantly. He was like, I'm gonna be fucking with 2 Flashes pretty soon. I need to get the fuck out of here.
The fact that he even knew who that Flash was is fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I really enjoyed the guy who played Wells. His character was very is very cool. I like even now the Harry, the Earth 2 version is.
Do you think
is
that's still the
interesting.
Reverse Flash?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
And that's not. It's technically not Reverse Flash anymore.
Yeah,
He's
it's not Eobard
Zoom.
Thawne. Yeah.
Well, no. I'm not.
You're saying?
What
do
I'm
you
saying,
think
do you think the guy that is portraying Earth 2 Wells
is still
actually the Reverse Flash, just pulling shit on these guys? Because the Reverse Flash can time travel, so he could go back and have this whole family in Earth 2 because he goes back in time.
Right.
And we know he does. I mean, he'll do fucked up shit to reach his goals.
Exactly. Flashpoint being a big example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm possibly. I mean, it could be. I honestly think that they're not going to do that because it might be a little too intricate. But at the same time,
But he's
they
got his
surprised me.
daughter.
They
Well,
surprised
that's what
me
I'm
quite a
saying.
few
He could
times.
have gone back.
Yeah,
Who knows how long?
Honestly, I believe Zoom is technically Earth 2 Eobard Thawne, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm not positive.
That was what I was gonna ask. Who you guys think Zoom is?
I don't. That's honestly. I believe that's what I read up on the web. That's here nor there.
They haven't really hinted at who it is.
No, I've heard rumor. Obviously, like in the comic book, he could be one person in the show. They could do, obviously something totally different. I've heard rumor that he might be Earth 2. Why can't I think of Barry's dad's name in the show?
Oh yeah, I've heard that one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think,
Henry Allen.
Henry Allen. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Barry. Earth 2 Barry.
That would be cool.
There's. I actually
would
don't
be
think
interesting.
that's. I don't think that's it at all. I think Earth 2 Barry is just normal Barry Allen.
Yeah, well, that's in the comics, though. You got to think in the CW to make it more dramatic. That is very plausible because it's like he could be at the verge of like, I'm finally beating Zoom. This is finally happening.
Well,
he unmasks him. And he's like, holy shit, it's me. that could be very epic in a
Well,
in a
they did,
highly rated show.
The next episode is 3 days away, and the trailer that is out for it right now, it shows what looks like an Earth 2 normal Barry Allen.
He's got glasses on and shit.
Oh, okay.
Well, what leads me to speculate that, I guess, the New 52 Flash comics, they did a storyline where Barry from the future, he had like this black and blue suit.
Okay.
And he went back into time to try and kill all the other speedsters because he found out that by using the Speed Force, he was making the time-space continuum unravel.
Oh, wow.
So that makes me wonder if Zoom might be Barry.
Well, it seems like Zoom has a pretty evil agenda.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
it's basically Steel Speed. It's basically Steel Speed wreak havoc. That's
Well,
basically
what he just said is also pretty accurate, though, because think about it like this. Zoom is on a different Earth, and he's sending all of the Earth 2 villains to the different Earth, normal Earth, to kill the Barry Allens, or the Flashes.
Right.
Yeah, he was trying to kill Jay Garrick, too.
Yeah.
So you're actually...
Obviously, I have no idea.
It'd be interesting. It would be
but-
interesting. Yeah. It's a good theory. Yeah, definitely good. Have you guys got anything to add on the Flash? I really think. Honestly, I don't have any problems with it. Like, that's one thing. Like, I have a lot of, like I said, I have a roller coaster effect with Arrow. Flash, it's completely different. The dynamic between the actors and the story arc, everything is just 100% on point. There's nothing that's really dissatisfied me. Reprising Mark Hamill as the trickster,
Fuck yeah.
like that was genius in my opinion. Like, I thought that was just absolutely wonderful. I mean, bringing also, because not only that, you realize I can't remember her name right now. The chick,
The scientist chick.
Yes,
She
yeah.
plays the same character even.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
she played in the original Flash show.
Exactly, and I really enjoyed that too. And then of course Henry Allen is the old Barry Allen from the old Flash show. So I really love how they bring those guys back. It's like, hey, you guys were really good actors, and the actor that plays Henry Allen, he is an amazing actor.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Like, I mean,
I think my favorite actor on the show though is West.
the guy who plays Joe.
Joe West. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm bad with names.
Yeah, he's from Law and
That
Order.
dude chokes me up all the time. Like, that
Yeah.
motherfucker can act.
Absolutely.
Say that it's overall, it is a good show. It is probably the closest representation to a comic book you will get out of
Yeah.
the show.
So far, that's really accurate. So far, what we've seen in shows, that's the. I can't speak for Supergirl, but
It's really good.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's no Flash.
right.
It's no Flash.
It's no
like,
Flash.
That show, I think the best thing I could say about that show is it fills me with childlike joy every time I watch it. Like, I feel like a little fucking kid. The first time he ran up the side of a building, like, I was all giddy and shit. Like, he's gonna run up that building. Holy shit.
I was like that when he phased through something.
Yes,
that
the truck.
too.
That was what I was.
No. Technically, the first time he phased through something was when he was empowered by the person that made people angry, and he fought Oliver, and he shot him with a smoke thing, but he just shook it out.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it voluntarily. It was
But it
him,
happened.
but it did happen. He phased. That's the first time he phased through in the show, and like that right there, I was like, oh yes, he's gonna start phasing through shit.
Yep.
Yes.
He's so fucking good, dude. Yeah. Like, I was anticipating the Flash from the moment he showed up on Arrow. When he wasn't even the Flash.
Yeah,
he was just Barry Allen.
Oh yeah, when they said Barry Allen, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
I like the representation of him too. The way that Grant Gustafson actually his appearance.
The dude, I can't remember the name, Urza Miller, maybe? The guy that's going to play Flash in the movie.
Yeah.
He has a tall fucking order to outdo the kid that plays the Flash.
Well, he's been quoted to say that he's gonna take Barry Allen to a completely different level.
He's going to have to.
Yeah, he said it's not gonna be like the Flash you know from TV. It's basically what he said.
Right. Well, Hopefully it's good then.
I'm sure
it
will
might be a little bit darker and grittier, just as the rest of the characters. Jason Momoa, Aquaman, he looks
I can't wait
dark.
for that
Yeah,
shit.
that's gonna
That's
He
gonna
looks
be awesome.
dark. Wonder Woman even looks dark. I mean,
Yeah, the Flash though, like there are certain characters like Superman. I think you can get away with it to an extent, but eventually you have to show him being the beacon of hope that he's supposed to be. Eventually, that has to happen. And I think that's what they're going to lead to in this next movie.
Exactly, making sure there's no gray area, basically.
Right.
It's all black and white.
And the Flash, like it's hard for me to imagine a dark and gritty Flash.
Yeah.
They could do it, and who knows? Maybe they'll pull it off. But the character's always been like a really light-hearted dude, in my opinion.
Right.
just the appearance.
Oh yeah,
more
the way
what
it
I'm
looks.
talking
That's
about.
true.
And the one thing I like with these CW shows is the crossovers, all the crossing in and out. And
Do I do your list real quick before we jump into the crossover stuff?
No, we can.
Okay.
Let's do the crossovers because like I really want to start talking about that. Like just the way they've been weaving in all these characters in and out. Like Marvel obviously set the bar and really got into it when they started phase 1 of the MCU, like, which is a whole podcast we're going to be getting into I believe next week.
Yeah.
So
you guys are doing that MCU
we're doing an MCU catch up is what we're going to do.
Nice.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
going to be, that one's probably going to be long as fuck.
Yeah.
So get ready, butter some popcorn and roll a blunt.
Yeah.
Grab a drink. Do what you
Pack
got to
a
do.
bong.
Don't pop your popcorn though. Just butter it.
Weed butter. So that means by 35 minutes, you're going to be passed out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
Oh no.
But yeah, I honestly, Marvel really set the bar when they started crossing over characters, and they're still doing it, and it's just so beautiful to see. It's something I've always wanted in movies like that. You know what I mean? Which you got to see a very small fragment of. But yeah, that the fact that they're just weaving in and out. They started with the Arrow Flash thing. They've done it again. Brought them back with the new Arrow, Team Arrow.
Constantine.
They did it with Constantine, yep. And like,
Which had an awesome jab at NBC.
Absolutely.
He asked for a peacock feather to scratch his back. He didn't even say he was scratching his back with it. He just asked for it, and she's like, "What do you need the peacock feather for?" He scratches his back real quick and then throws it.
Nice.
that
was awesome. I didn't catch that.
I know what you're talking about, but I didn't even put two and two together. Like, I was like, wow,
That's awesome.
That was a jab at NBC.
that's pretty good. Yeah. The Constantine thing I thought was great. I really hope that they bring him in for some of the stuff. I'd like to see him in Flash, Arrow,
That was
Legends
like
of Tomorrow.
completely fan driven too.
Was
Stephen Amell was like, "I want to get this guy on Arrow," and everyone was like, "Yeah, let's get him on Arrow." And like through like Twitter and shit, they made it happen.
That's
Same
awesome.
way with the new X-Files thing coming back. That was completely fan driven.
Yeah. Well, we're in the age where
It's
fans
the perfect
rule.
time. for
Fans
that.
rule. Like, this is the thing, and this is one reason why I started this podcast, because we're in the superhero age, people. Like, this is what I always dreamed of as a kid.
Yeah.
We used to get picked on for liking superheroes back in the day, and not being sports addicts and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? That's a whole different time. Now superheroes are cool, even for the people that didn't think it was cool when we were kids.
Yep.
It's now a thing. So it's like, and that, like, you know, most true fans are like, oh, that's bullshit. I was there, but I superhero before. Cool people superhero, but it doesn't matter. You're gonna blow up with merchandise, movies, all the shit you ever wanted to see.
Fucking toys.
Toys,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, I collect toys, I collect cards, I collect all types of shit, and it's really cool to see a lot of stuff like this. Like, hey, and that's one reason. Like, this entire universe of fandom. I mean, they've brought back Reading Rainbow with it. They made they made Kung Fury with like so many $1 billion, you know, over YouTube and shit like that. Like that,
Right.
anything's possible now.
Yep.
Anything. And with all the digital effects we have, you know, we're gonna see some really cool shit. It's only gonna get better from here. It's just going uphill.
The only downside is everyone might have to find a second job to keep up with all the fucking movies.
That's true.
Fucking, I want to say like 3 DC movies a year. Once they get up and going, 3 Marvel movies a year, a Star Wars movie every year.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot of money out of my pocket.
Yeah, and that's exactly like that. You really got a budget for that type of shit.
Got to think about all the stuff in between, though. There's also Star Trek Beyond. There's Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. There's plenty more to watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I think they're just really trying to come back with cinema, just really pick it up.
I don't think they'll ever go out of style.
No, I don't think so either, but I think illegal downloading has hindered it, just like it started to do music back in the Napster days. You know, it's finally taking a hit. Because it's like, oh, I can get an AVI of this, you know what I mean, for free.
I don't like doing that kind of shit, especially, like, with the bigger shit.
Right.
Like, I didn't want to see Avengers on a bootleg.
No,
exactly. I wanted to go to the fucking theater and see fucking history happen,
exactly,
you know?
Exactly. And that's one reason why I support anything in the nerddom. I always support. You know, that's the whole thing. If you like it, you're a fan of it, solidify yourself. I mean, if you can't afford it, I understand. But, you know,
at least
make
an effort. Go out there and watch it.
Now, once I've paid my ticket, after that...
Exactly. That's a whole other subject that we will not agree upon on a recording.
Be sure to put the effect over my voice.
And I was like, you know, man, we should just watch this again. It's right here. It's free. I mean, I already paid for it once. I ain't waiting until Blu-ray. Are you kidding me? I couldn't decide Batman vs. Superman or Civil War.
Yeah, you know, especially this year, we have so many good movies coming out.
We have a versus movie versus a versus movie.
Yeah.
They're actually, they fixed that conflict. That's why Batman Superman drops in March and then Civil War is in May.
Oh, no, I totally know that, but I'm saying, like, the 2 big fucking movies are 2, like, superhero versus superhero movies.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It is kind of weird. Like, it almost seems like Marvel's jocking on DC a little. Just a little. In
I don't think so. I've listened to interviews with Kevin Feige, and they have shit planned out like 10 years in advance.
Right. No, exactly. I'm just saying to the average eye, though,
oh, yeah.
People would be like, why are they doing the whole verse? This is Batman and Superman. That's the age of Batman and Superman. You can't all versus Iron Man and Captain America. Nobody gives a fuck. We've already seen y'all before. I'm just saying. Sometimes the general consensus is a little late.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But anyways, it's their opinion. We just try to inform here.
I'm going
to Gab Nerdical Nonsense Show.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go watch both of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, they're in the bag. That's happening. That's a thing.
So is Suicide Squad.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I think we should get to our last list here, and this list is top 3 Flash villains. Would anybody like to start so I can spark this bowl?
Sure. Let's see. My top 3 Flash villains. Number 3 is Grodd. Mainly just for the sake that they put him in that show. Never in my entire fucking life did I think I would see a live-action Gorilla Grodd.
Absolutely.
And not only did they do it, they did it well.
Well, not only that, and when I specify top 3 Flash villains, this can be comics or the TV show, because here at the show we like to encompass the entire universe of all that is Flash or Arrow.
No one can see you making your circle with your hand.
I know. I work with my hands.
He is doing it.
But I have a face made for radio, so I keep it real.
My number 2 is Captain Cold. Both in the comics and in the show. I think he's really fucking awesome.
Legit as fuck.
Yeah. Number 1 is I'm hoping they bring him into fucking Flash probably by season 3. I want to see the Mirror Master.
Mirror Master.
The Mirror Master, cool. His powers are fucking awesome.
Remind me who the Mirror Master is, because honestly, I'm drawing a blank.
I don't know his name. I know he ends up falling in love with Captain Cold's sister. Okay. And he's the dude that can go into the mirror world. So he can step into a reflection and come out of a reflection somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Justice League War. He's the one who steals all the contingency plans from the Batcave to give to the Legion of Doom.
Good
Which is
reference.
run-
Thank you. I know
which
exactly what you're talking about.
Is
now.
ran by Vandal Savage.
Good shit. Those animated shows are awesome.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
animated movies are getting a lot better, and Marvel really reigned supreme on that for quite some time too.
For a minute, yeah, and then they just kind of stopped doing them all
And I'll tell you what, the Stephen Strange animated film
my God.
was probably the best one I've seen so far, and now we're getting to the point where we're gonna see a Stephen Strange movie.
Yeah, I can't wait for that shit.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Can't
Have you
wait.
seen the pictures of him?
Yes.
Strange?
Yes.
He
Holy fuck.
Yeah, he looks
He
really good.
He's basically got the Iron Man feel to me, like how I felt when I saw Downey as Iron Man. Like he was perfect,
All of
100%.
them. If there's one thing Marvel does right, and they do a lot of things right, but if I had to name one thing, fucking casting.
Yeah,
Like, everybody's perfect in that shit.
absolutely.
I'll go next.
Oh, you go next. You do it. You
Okay,
do it.
okay.
You do it,
My
Mr.
number
Co-host.
3 is Captain Cold.
Captain
Okay.
Cold's shit.
We already talked about him.
Love Wentworth Miller as Captain Cold. I love it. He is awesome. His honor code, Captain Cold's comic book honor code, is represented very well in Wentworth Miller. I believe.
Yeah. I totally
That's
agree
the
with
one.
that.
That's the one aspect of Captain Cold in the show I really fucking enjoy. Just to go back to the show, since that's technically what we're talking about all here. But yeah,
My number 2 is Mirror Master.
there you go.
So I have 2 in common with him. Then my number 1 is the Trickster. I really enjoy Mark Hamill as the
He's
Trickster.
fucking awesome.
It's hard for me to not think of him as the Joker, though, because a lot of it seems similar to the Joker. But he
Yeah.
got hired into the voice acting for the Joker from playing the Trickster, so it only makes sense.
Yeah. He does the Trickster kind of like the Joker on speed or something. Like,
Yeah,
he's just an
kind
amped up
of.
Joker.
Yeah, like he's on cocaine or something. Yeah.
I enjoyed his song, though. He's made 2 songs that are Christmas songs that
I don't think
involve
I've-
superheroes.
I don't think I've heard those.
It was flashy. The red-nosed speedster had a very shiny suit.
Oh, okay.
and
I
if
thought you meant
ever
like
saw it-
songs. You mean from the shows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He would, or it would surely make you puke. And
Yeah.
he's all like, yeah, that
he's
shit was
awesome.
hilarious. And actually, that's one thing. When they introduced the Trickster, they had him. They had a bomb strapped to Barry's wrist, which is essentially exactly what happens in Justice League War. But it's Mirror Master who's the villain who
Yep.
tricks him onto a train and gets it locked to him.
They do that in a few different things. Like,
Yeah.
that's one of the Flash go-to things.
I think
like
they did that in the Justice League.
Crisis on 2 Earths. Or no, not...
No, I'm talking about the actual show that they did, the Justice League show.
Oh, the cartoon, yeah.
yeah. I believe they did that on that one too. I think it was an ankle bracelet or some shit.
Yeah, and then they did it on Justice League, the one where all the contingency plans get out.
Yeah, that's
That's what he's talking
War.
about.
Is that War?
Yeah, it's War, I believe.
No, Doom.
War's the one
Doom.
with Doom. Yeah,
That's
War's the one
what I
with
meant.
Darkseid and shit.
Yep, that's what I meant, is Doom. And I had said Doom earlier, and then I messed up and said War when I meant to say Doom.
Right.
Stoner!
Yep.
It's all good. Was that your number 1?
Yep, that was my number 1.
All right, I'll do my top 3 now. My number 3 is Mark Hamill's depiction of the Trickster.
Okay.
Awesome. I fucking love it. I do think it has a Joker feel to it, but that's only because I completely loved, like, I grew up with and I absolutely loved Batman the Animated Series. And to me, there are no better voices for Batman and Joker than Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. Like,
Agreed.
I really haven't heard. I mean, even if I just close my eyes and listen to any of the Batman movies, none of them touch Kevin Conroy.
Nope.
None of them.
No, I don't think any of them, like, just portrayal-wise, touch what they did in the animated
And,
series.
and picture this. This is something I want to see. This is something I would love to see. And holler if you hear me, everybody. All right. I want to see Frank Miller actually make a movie version of The Dark Knight Returns. And when the Joker comes snaps out of everything, I want the Joker to play Mark Hamill to play the Joker. because
That'd be awesome.
exactly, because it'd be around the same age basically.
Yeah.
It would work, and it'd be the Joker, and it would just be amazing.
I would like to see fucking Kevin Conroy play old Bruce Wayne
That would be
in a
cool, too.
Batman Beyond movie.
I believe he's done though. I believe he said after Arkham, was it Arkham Origins was the last one? No, Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight,
After
yeah.
Arkham Knight, that's the last time he's gonna be playing.
Mark Hamill said that with the Joker too, but his last thing is the Killing Joke, the animated Killing Joke they're doing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I did not know about
That's
that.
gonna be Mark Hamill's swan song as the Joker.
Awesome.
When does Bad Blood come out?
I don't
Bad
know.
Blood?
I didn't watch. I haven't watched Batman versus Robin yet.
Okay.
I have. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I
damn
heard
good.
they did the Court of Owls in it, which
They
I
did.
love that
They
fucking
did.
story.
Yes, they did. And I had no idea until I watched it because I thought it was just going to
I
be
didn't either.
Read
more
that
league.
shit, dude. Have
Oh
you
yeah.
read that?
No,
Holy
no. I
fuck,
have
it's
access
awesome.
to it though. But yeah, they did it pretty crazy. They made it so Talon's basically tries to take Robin under his wing. Is that how it works in the actual comic?
Not
book?
exactly.
Okay. Well.
Close though.
Yeah. Okay. Right on. That's what's up. I won't ask anymore. I will read it. So.
Well, from what I hear from Bad Blood, it's like Bruce Wayne either dies or, pretend dies.
Right.
And then Dick Grayson takes up the mantle as Batman. He
They're
has
doing
to.
Battle for the Cowl kind of shit?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
And they even showed that there's a Batgirl in this one, too.
Nice.
That's cool.
I don't know where she comes from in the story. It seems like it might be just out of left field, like we need to throw this in there. But we'll see that they do a good job with it, so maybe it won't be.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I'll go on to my list again. Number 2. We've had him. All of us have had him in the list. Captain Cold. Once again, awesome. Both comic book and on the show. Kick-ass person. Number 1, it's going to throw you guys for a loop. The Black Lantern Reverse Flash.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, that's straight comic. I have no idea if we're going to ever see that in the actual Flash show. Because that's basically a Green Lantern storyline, but it encompasses the entire DC universe. If you don't know it, it is called The Blackest Night. Go read it. It is my favorite storyline. Props to Jeff Johns for that.
Wonderful.
It is amazing. I was a real big fan of Marvel Zombies, and I still collect Marvel Zombies comics, but it's the story arc in another universe. It doesn't really happen in the main storyline of the Marvel universe. So the fact that this one really kind of jumps into the main storyline, it's like it explains why explains why a lot of people died and came back. Like, a lot of people thought the whole Kryptonian sleep coma thing happened with Doomsday, but apparently it may not have been. It could have been. It had to have been Necron because he
Right.
turned into a Black Lantern. So,
It was
anyways,
fucking epic.
yeah, it was. The Blackest Night is something every DC fan should read.
Especially if you read, like, all the War of Light shit that happens leading up to it.
Yes.
Like, holy
Exactly.
fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, the War of Light starts the Blackest Night. After that, there's the Brightest Day, and then I believe War of the Green Lanterns. That whole block is just superb.
I didn't read Brightest Day. I tried and I just couldn't get into it. I
was-
love Blackest Night.
It took a minute. But it was interesting as hell at the end.
Yeah.
It was. It was very interesting. You eventually saw. Or I don't know if you want me to spoil it for you.
Go ahead. I probably.
You eventually
won't read
get
it
to see a battle between Black Lantern and Swamp Thing, because the Swamp Thing, it turns into a Black Lantern,
Right.
Okay, and he starts ravaging this area, and you come to find out the truth about Swamp Thing, that the Swamp Thing you've always known has never been the real person. It's just been the forest with the person imprinted on it.
Yeah.
They resurrect the real person
Oh, hell
as a
no.
White Lantern Swamp Thing, and you see White Lantern Swamp Thing fight Black Lantern Swamp Thing. And it is fucking amazing.
I fucking love me some Swamp
yeah,
Thing. That's awesome.
When they tied that into it, it sold Brightest Day for me. I mean, it took all the way to the end, basically, but that's something that I was just like, I had to. It's like a stand up and clap moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, good on you. Holy shit. Did not expect that. Just that whole
Holy
description of how you realize that Swamp Thing isn't really a person. Like they always wondered.
Right.
And it's
He's an entity of plant life.
yeah, exactly. With just that person's memories and imprinted on it, basically. His DNA imprinted into it. So yeah, that I fucking loved. I thought that was brilliant. But yeah, the War of the Green Lanterns was really good too. I haven't read anything past that though, so I need to catch up.
Did you guys want to talk about Legends?
Yes, just briefly. I do want to talk about Legends of Tomorrow. I really think that it's going to be cool. At first, I kind of looked at it and was like, okay, this is basically all the throw-up characters from Flash and Arrow. Just like, oh, blah, 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 Arrow, blah, Flash, oh, we're going to put them in time.
We need another show. Another show. I'm already doing 3 shows. Give us one more. Hold on.
Alright, there's the Atom, there's Captain Cold and Heatwave for some fucking reason. Like that's one thing I'm not getting.
We're gonna bring back Sarah, she'll be the White Canary.
Well, no, I mean, I can get that. I can get down with that, but the fact that they're having 2 villains added to the cast of heroes, and they're supposed to be doing heroic things, like, Captain Cold has always had that fine line between, good and bad.
Yeah.
He's done good things, he's done bad things, but he's never been a straight hero.
He's a fucking Justice League member right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that. See,
Yeah,
I'm not
him
up to,
and Lex Luthor.
I was saying I'm not up to current DC, so I guess I should restate, to my knowledge, Captain Cold had not been doing straight good deeds,
Right.
solid.
He's still a little shady.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So I guess it's feasible then. But yeah, I don't know. That threw me.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, I think that the whole crossover idea is cool between all these different characters. I like Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Those characters were really good. The actors and who played them really good. What's the main time traveler? Rip Hunter.
Rip Hunter, yeah, and he's played by Rory from Doctor Who, which is great.
Yep.
The whole show looks like a mashup between Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Who.
Kind of, yeah.
Like,
And I think
it's
that
gonna be awesome.
I honestly thought when I saw that was another thought I had. I was like, okay, this is DC attempting their version of Guardians.
Yeah.
Because that was so well, but also that's kind of what I thought about Suicide Squad as well. That they were like, oh, Marvel took a big shot with somewhat of an unknown name, so we're gonna do the same. But I mean, because like not many DC people, people know Superman, Batman, The Flash, Justice League. Not many people know Suicide Squad in the general population.
Yeah, a lot of people know Harley Quinn.
Yes,
but that's about it.
Yeah, a lot of people know the members, but just it's something people don't seek out Suicide Squad.
Right.
If they're looking for Harley Quinn, they're gonna try and find a Harley Quinn comic,
Right?
Or look for a Batman comic, one of the two.
Yep.
As long as it's associated. Now in this day and age, she's become so popular that she's just kind of her own. They have tons of just Harley Quinn now, so, which I thought is kind of cool. They're just branching out with Harley Quinn, this and that and everything.
Right.
They did it with Deadpool too. She's basically DC's Deadpool as far as branching out from
her comic book is definitely DC's Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
For sure. But yeah, I honestly the Rip Hunter guy is cool, but I would have thought it'd be cooler to see Booster Gold.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get Booster Gold.
It would be cool.
Another thing that I'd heard when listening to that interview from the creator, one of the creators of Arrow and Flash, is before they started doing Arrow, they were trying to make a Booster Gold show for Sci-Fi. Like, he is a huge Booster Gold fan. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him.
They wrote a whole script, like a whole show. They
were ready
a whole
to go.
season and ready to go, and they just never did it.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's interesting. Like, I'm not a big Booster Gold fan, but that's who originally I thought it was before I found out that was Rip Hunter. And I was like, okay, I don't really know anything about Rip Hunter at all.
Have you read or heard about the life and death of, I think it's the life and death of Bruce Wayne? Like,
No.
when Batman dies and comes back,
No. I don't
Rip
think
Hunter
so.
has a part in that story.
Okay. All right, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, when I heard that name, I was like, what? I was like, why isn't that Booster Gold?
Right?
Then again, I saw, no, I can't remember the little floating tech that he has. I
I
can't
don't
remember
remember his name either.
but I didn't see any of that. So I was pretty sure. I was pretty certain it wasn't Booster Gold, anyways. But yeah.
Did you have something to say about Legends?
I'm gonna say it looks like it's going to be good, and as you said, it's a mix of all the characters, basically side characters, not main ones, but we will see main ones too. I've seen
A lot of them are Justice League characters. So I mean, Firestorm, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, they're Justice League characters. So I mean, we're gonna see a lot of. We probably will see a lot more.
And they do mention, Rip Hunter mentions, I've seen Men of Steel die and Dark Knight's fall.
Right, nice. I didn't catch that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's in one of the trailers.
I've been trying to avoid the trailers.
Oh, okay.
The last trailer I saw showed Firestorm, like in the actual Firestorm costume, and I got fucking geeked.
There was Kryptonite in the one I was talking about.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they show Kryptonite. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome.
But no, that whole thing, that's one thing I didn't mention about the Flash that we can kind of get into for this, but the entire storyline they did with Firestorm, I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Like
It was
they
awesome.
first they did the Ronnie Raymond thing, and then Ronnie died, and they went right to Jax, and I'm like that. Like, so cool. Like, even the mechanism looked like the first time I saw it, I would like them as a whole, as Firestorm.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah, now he straight up looks like the comic book version, too.
Yep.
The red and the orange.
Yep, he's
or
got
red
the
and yellow.
red and yellow
shit.
suit. Yep, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Um,
really cool.
Okay, I had this theory. I wanted to talk to you guys about it since we're talking about DC Universe and crossovers and all that shit.
Not a problem.
So, Marvel's doing its thing. And DC is starting to do their thing in the movies, right?
Right.
And they have this pretty well-sustained thing in television. This kind of comes from something that Jeff Johns said in an interview a while ago when someone asked them why they're not crossing over their TV and movie universes. And he said something about, think of it the way the comics are, and you have your Earth 1, your Earth 2, and all that shit. And this is a far fucking stretch, but I would fucking applaud if they did this shit. Mm-hmm. If DC really wanted to outdo Marvel, they would go through their movie thing that they're setting up right now with their Justice League and all that. They'd keep doing their movies, and then they would do Crisis on Infinite Earths.
And they would have
with the
TV
television
shows.
universe, the movie universe.
And then the universe where they're all evil.
And more. Who knows?
And more, yeah, absolutely.
Like, that'd be fucking awesome.
Man, that would be fucking epic. Yeah. Like, yeah, that would be a good route and good way to outdo Marvel. Because they won't really do anything like everything is solidified, I think, in the same universe with Marvel.
Yes,
everything is one solid
which
universe.
Is really awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. I like that.
If they were just like,
idea.
We're gonna take a year, and during this year, all of our TV shows are gonna follow this storyline, and we're releasing like 3 movies. Each one of the movies will also tie into this storyline, and the actors will just be on everything.
Absolutely.
It'd be awesome.
That would be amazing. I agree. That's a great idea. Somebody should pitch this shit. But yeah. All right, well, that's basically all the topics we have. Is there anything that you guys want to add at all?
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. You're always welcome. Come back. Any topics we do, we're
totally down, dude.
We're going to be doing a Civil War one soon, so I know you're a big Captain America fan, so we'll definitely be doing that. So thanks for stopping in, Brandon.
Yeah,
Randy,
no problem,
thanks
dude.
for filling in for Alan as the co-host.
Not a problem.
Appreciate it. I know you like doing this Jammer Jam, so we want to thank you guys. On our basically at the end here, we just want to say we actually lost a lot of celebrities lately in early 2016 already. It's been kind of crazy. So we wanna say, it's been really crazy, and it's been a lot of cancer. Honestly, it's been crazy.
I think with most of them so far this year has been.
Yeah, I mean we've lost Lemmy from Motorhead. We've lost David Bowie.
Alan Rickman.
We've lost Alan
Fucking
Rickman.
snake.
Yeah, we lost Dan Haggerty, Grizzly Adams. He died.
Shit.
He died
I
from
didn't
cancer.
hear about that
Yeah,
one.
he just died, I believe, yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday from cancer.
Damn.
Yeah, so it just keeps hitting. So our condolences to the family,
Yes.
all the families, and may they rest in peace. They were big impacts in not only the TV universe but also the cinematic universe, because we've seen a lot of stuff. I mean,
music as well.
Yeah, music as well. Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a music movies crossover too as well with David especially.
Right.
But yeah, they're just we lost some really cool entertainment icons this past week, couple weeks. So, we love you guys. We'll miss you guys. We're gonna keep rocking on, and you go into that starry night. On that note, this has been the Geekly Gab and Nerdical Nonsense Show. I am Shane.
I'm Randy.
I'm Brandon.
And we are signing off. You guys have a wonderful time. Good night.
This has been an Upside Down production. The Geekly Gab and Nerdical Nonsense Show was recorded in the Green Room at the Command Center in Muskegon, Michigan. Thanks for tuning in.